Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We're the Hebrew Israelites come to you week in, week out, prophesying the return of the Most High and His Heavenly Son. All praises and honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles out in New York, Great Millstone, and GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, in truth and sincerity. We're the real Israelites, the true Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, along with the confusion of faces that look like the other nations. And the Most High has woken us up to our heritage and our culture. And as you see in the title, first I want to say double honors to all praise to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, and double and out in New York, Great Millstone, and honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, truth and sincerity. As you see in the title, it says the truth shall spring up out the earth. You know, we have an esteemed, honored guest, the elder brother from GMS Miami, lawyer, in the house. Khan. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, brother. and me and a couple brothers took this brother to the Oriental Museum, a museum that when Apostle Ramlav and Elder Matazah was here, we also went to and fellowshipped and had a good time, wonderful time, and just looking at some of the artifacts. And it's just amazing what they show you right in front of your face in plain sight, and try to hide it a little bit with this and that. But they'll show you, and if you look at the different time periods and look at the scriptures and match it all up, you will see that it's our history right in front of our faces, and it just hit, So, we want to just bring out a couple scriptures showing you, and maybe we'll probably do a part 2 if the Lord let us of this same topic. But the part 2 will be evidence. We'll add the physical evidence. It's okay. Don't worry about that. Everything should be sealed pretty good. The part 2 later on, Most High willing, will add the fact that this evidence of the truth springing up. This one is just basically going to some scriptures. Other one we'll go into some scriptures too, but we'll go into some just showing artifacts and linking those artifacts up with the scriptures. Yahweh Radazah. We'll see how the Spirit does. All right, but give me Psalms 85:11 first.
This is Psalm 85:11. It says, "Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven." Psalm 85:11. "Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven."
So the Lord said, "Truth shall spring up out of the what? Earth."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How does truth spring up out of the earth? So you got the earth, which is a round mound, but it's so big. We can have a surface area that can open up, and you can dig down, and you can pull out artifacts, evidences of historical relics, match them up, and from antiquity to today, and tell the truth of who's who, what's what, time periods, archaeology, history, and so forth. The Lord said the truth is going to spring up out of the earth. What that's saying is that things that were written aforetime, all right, artifacts that were buried or left behind, from the Dead Sea Scrolls to pictures, tiles, mosaics, beads, artifacts, which the museum had a whole bunch of stuff. And we can take a picture of everything there, but a whole lot of things represent that was pertinent to us in our history and the history of the scriptures. All right, how about you? How shine this truth? And that's the thing that's now in this day and age. You got Vocab Stank Malone. All right, you got G-Con the Con. You got Jay the producer. You got all these people claiming X Ministries and TD Fakes and all these people coming against the Hebrew Israelites. And first insulting us, calling blah Hebrew Israelites. First of all, Jewish people don't call themselves Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so we say Hebrew Israelites, we don't call ourselves the black Hebrew Israelites. That's an insult, and they still have the nerve to call us that, which we cuss their bitch asses out, man. All right, And then on top of that, you have these so-called Christians, calling us Black Hebrew Israelites. But then when we bring out the artifacts, they never have nothing to say. They won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, right? Because it's the truth. They can't refute it. You can go back into the time. I'm saying, if I was going to go in my gallery and show it on the camera here, if I was going to go in my gallery that I have on this phone of times that some of these pictures were, like this picture here, it was a picture that was in the museum, all right? And yeah, Bob Kusheki's holding in front of the camera from up high. The camera's up here. Yeah, you can put it a little bit closer to it. Yeah, all right. Hebrews making bricks. I think that's one of the pictures the brother. If we go into the times where the archaeologists, historians define the Israelites going into going into Egypt, matching that up with the scriptures and Exodus, the first, second chapters, or the first chapter really, of us going into Egypt, that shows you that. That's enough. All right. We have all kind of evidence and artifacts that shows our people who we are, where we were, and the physical evidence describes us with afros and beards, braids and beards. Dark skin. If I zoom in on that picture here, all right, you can see afros and beards, braids and beards, fancy garments. That proof right there is proof that it's irrefutable proof. Okay, so, but they don't want to go and talk about that. So it's up to us as the real men of the Lord of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to hit 11 again.
Psalm 85:11, it says, truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. So
the Most High, who is giving us this righteousness and is showing us this truth, it's springing out of the earth. Well, he's giving us the men of the Lord to show and declare the truth. All right, it's our job to show, hey, this is the truth for Yahweh Shai. Yo, this is what the Lord said. Yo, this is what artifacts in this time period. Yo, this matches up with this scripture. That's why it's really imperative for the men of the Lord right now to inundate the internet with the evidence, the archaeological facts and remnants and historical data and pictures and relics left behind that prove to us our people's, the Negro, Latino, Native American Indian, is the biblical Israelites by blood, the Los Lunas stone, the Glenn Beck and all the stuff that he showed about the Native American Indians, all those artifacts, Kumbaya, the Parabai inscription, all those things are imperative. Going to the Roman catacombs, those are imperative. We have to flood them and show them and keep showing these so-called Christians they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And so then afterwards they'll be like, well, okay, we're the Israelites, but it don't matter. God still love it. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing. Knock down Jeremiah 8. I think Jeremiah 8, it says, take away her battlements. 8 and 5 or 8 and 2, 8 and 3, something like that.
This is Jeremiah 8.
You see it? All right, I'll pull it up. All right, it says take away her battlement. All right, we have to take away. Okay, I gotta come back to the clipboard.
Want to put it down stronger or something?
That's a good one too. Don't forget to hold the other ones that we hold. Don't do this.
This is
I got it though. Jeremiah 5, so like I said 6. Jeremiah 5 and 10. Go ye upon her walls. The walls of what? Well, we've been stolen and spread all around the world. So it's not talking about the ancient walls of Jerusalem. It's talking about the walls of your mind. Okay? The barriers, the walls, the things that's holding your mind from receiving the truth. All right? Go ye up upon her walls. Destroy. All right? Destroy what? Those fallacies that's holding your mind back from the truth. But make not a fool in. Don't kill the person. That's why he's like, don't kill him. But take away what? Take away her battlements, for they're not the Lord's. Take away those excuses. Take away those lies. Take away that false doctrine. Take away, and that battlements goes back to not to Yasha, the twig tendrils of a vine has spread out. If you look at ivy that's on the wall, you look at ivy that's on a house, It's spread out. It's basically the web of false doctrine and false lies that we have been raised up and inundated with when we have from a child to now is massive. So the Lord is saying, take away all those battlements, take away every single one, and that's a lot of work, man. That's why we've been laboring through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to show the ancient artifacts, bring out the historical historians and their from those time periods, not the modern day historians, but from Josephus, Titus, and other ones who were in that area who was telling these the truths about what was going on. Okay, showing you oral tradition. Okay, swing low, sweet chariot, kumbaya. All right, showing you the scriptures. And ultimately, if they can't get those four things, ultimately the spirit had to be dealing with them to get any of this. And we have to take away her battlements by doing what? Showing them the truth, which is springing forth. So if it's springing forth, the Most High says, what I show you in secret, do what?
Proclaim upon the housetops.
There you go. Proclaim these videos to other people's housetops, down into their computer, down to their phone, and it's seen. So you have the, go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach Yahushua. Alright, this is Jeremiah 16. Let old paths, where's the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, now,
old paths, man. How you and it's going to look forward to those, because we got to learn from the past, man. If we don't learn from the past, we don't know who the hell you are today, and don't know where we're going. Go ahead.
This is Job 8 and 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
He said, inquire of what the future, the former day, today.
The former age.
The former age. That's going back to antiquity. And if you go back far enough, you can go back to the beginning, and you can track everything down through time. What's been going on with the Israelites? Okay, you can track down every time. A picture from Egyptian. From the Egyptian time period, right? That's early on in Exodus. Okay, we can go back from we can go from that. We can go. I'm not gonna go in chronological order. Maybe I'm just going to go into different relics. We can go in time when we was in Babylonian captivity. All right, and we can show you pictures of that, pictures of us in Assyrian, Babylonian, different captivities. You got Jackson up there with the ancient Hebrew. We just saw this in person. Okay, we saw pictures like this going to Assyrian captivity, Babylonian captivity. All right, afros and beards, braids and beards. We can go into slack here. That was Babylonian captivity. We can go into Roman captivity, and we can show you pictures and artifacts from Roman captivity. Let's see. This is supposed to be a Israelite Roman period, Roman time period. Okay. We can show you the Minoans, which are the ancient Greeks for true, that the so-called white man had claims to be. All right. Etruscans. We can show you Plato. I think this was what's his shit. It was not Plato. One of the philosophers. I think it started with the H. Hiram, not Hiram. It might have been Homer. I forgot. I have to go look it back up, man. But we can show you during that time period how people came to us for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Yeah, that's Aristotle. Alexander.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. That's Aristotle and Alexander.
All right. That's Aristotle. Okay. We can go into other time periods. This is a picture, one of the earliest known drawings of Yahweh Shai. Okay, and he's telling people to rise up their bed and walk. This was found in a cave over there in the Middle East. Okay, we can go into and I need to add my Roman catacombs pictures to these, because they go hard and go deep too. I can show you the Middle Ages. We can go through all the time periods, okay? And we can show you in different time periods relics from the Middle Ages showing the so-called Negroes, Latinos. This is King David, Rex David. That's King David. All right. You can look at Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's and Peter and James. I think Peter and James. And
that's
other
the Transfiguration.
Yeah, that's the Transfiguration. That's supposed to be around the Transfiguration. Yes. All right. And you can find relics and icons from all over in different time periods, the Middle Ages, and we can show you all day. All right, but you got to be looking for it, and then the men of the Lord got to be teaching it. And I know sometimes everybody that hasn't went and got their extensive collection together, but those brothers who have, and brothers who are doing different research or don't got a topic to go teach about, they got tons of topics. You got tons of topics. Okay, keep going.
Oh, that was it on that.
No, it's more.
Oh, you want that, Job?
It's Job 8, yeah.
Okay.
And we still holding what? Were you holding anything or you read everything else?
We read everything else.
Okay, then I got these two here. Go ahead, because we almost getting our destination.
This is Job 8:8. It says, "For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers."
You got to go back. You got to go back. You got to go back. You got to go back at these different time periods. Match up the scriptures with the artifacts of those time periods, and you'll see who the hell we are. Don't get swayed by the caricatures and paintings and shit. No, look at the ancient artifacts. Look at the walls. Look at the stones. Look at the carvings. Okay, and you can look at certain paintings if the paintings match the accuracy of the scriptures. All right, go ahead.
For we are but of yesterday.
But we have yesterday. Everybody, and that's all existence, has been from but yesterday. And everyone has left a blueprint, a footprint, all right, evidences of who they are and where they are and what's went down. They can still find certain relics like the Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt, man. Yeah. Mount Sinai burnt. The chariots of the Lord, chariots of Egypt in the Reed Sea, man. Go ahead.
And know nothing, because
most people don't know nothing. Just like Psalms 85 says. Psalms 82 and 5 says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Go ahead.
For we are but of yesterday and know nothing, because our days upon earth are as a shadow. So now
Jake is so busy trying to live it up so his day won't be as a shadow. He ain't going looking up the truth, man. Go ahead.
Shall not they teach thee?
That's how you're supposed to learn. That's how you learn your history. That's how you learn what the Most High will have you to live and do before He returns. That's how you know who you are. Go ahead.
And tell thee, and utter words out of their heart.
So he said they're going to tell you. They're going to utter words of truth. Go ahead.
Can the rush grow up without mire?
That's good. Okay. So you can read this for me too. You had any others you was getting?
I was going to get the transgressions of our education.
Go ahead. Okay, matter of fact, go ahead and get that.
This is
while you're getting that, I got 2 Ezra 6:28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Now we're declaring you the truth. All right, John 4:20-24 says, the Most High is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to know who's who. You got to know who the Moabites were of ancient years. You got to know who the Ammonites were of ancient years. You got to know who the Canaanites were of ancient years. You got to know who Yasharallah is. All right? You got to know who the true Israelites are. Okay? Go ahead. Was I reading that? Oh, yeah. And the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. We're declaring you the truth. All right? Because the Lord has let the truth come forth. Not only in the scriptures, but in artifacts. Not only in artifacts, but in, matter of fact, every single way the truth is yelling. Okay? Even that we were going to the sit down Monday, that you have Jake starting to wear meat trees and
Yeah.
beards, and
Yep.
without even knowing the law that is a law within himself. The Lord is pulling that out. Lord is rousing Jake up, man. Go ahead.
You want to bring out that Isaiah?
I can. Isaiah 38:19. The living he shall praise thee, as I do this day. The Father to the children shall make known thy truth. We are making known the truth, the absolute truth. All right? Tying in our history into what's been stolen from us. You got Vocab and his minions want to go ahead and mock us for, yeah, just trying to, make them feel like they're attached to something. And make slight and fun of they claim to be the Jews. They claim to be Judah. They claim to be this. They claim to be that. No, motherfucker. The scriptures claim it. My skin is black upon me. My bones are burnt with heat, asshole.
I mean, if the prophecies don't prove it to you, then you ain't got the spirit of the Lord on you, man. Honestly, man, because the scriptures say that in the latter days the Most High is going to pour out His Spirit upon His people again, and they will return to remember themselves, man.
That's right.
That's the spirit of the Lord at work, man. Okay, the Lord said that His people were going to fall away. They were going to lose their heritage. It's all throughout the Old Testament. Who's going to give them the breath again? Who's going to give them the spirit again? Who's going to give them the knowledge again? Okay, who's going to give them their nationality, their identity again? Okay, so if you can't see that the great awakening of the Israelites in the Western Hemisphere is a fulfillment of that prophecy, then the Lord ain't dealing with you, and you ain't got the truth, man. Put the Bible down, man. Right. The reason that He doesn't want to accept it is because that completely throws his whole fucking worldview and his money out the fucking window, man.
That's right.
Okay.
What's that scripture?
They don't want to admit that they're not the people, man. Because right. when those gutter rats, those so-called Jewish, those Jewish people in the land of Israel, when did they claim to lose their nationality and then come back to it? Okay, in a large mass awakening. That ain't never happened, man. Okay?
That's right. You remember what that scripture is? Where they should remember themselves. We just pulled it out the other day.
That's got to be Baruch.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. It is Baruch. So while you're in there, because I was like, no, it's not in there. But I was going to look anyway. But Bible said that is Baruch. I think it's 2 in the last 5 verses.
This is Baruch. This is Baruch chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves."
So you remember ourselves because the Lord has given us, first of all, He's called us. All right, He's showing us the scriptures, He's showing us the artifacts, He's showing the spirit, the faith, the knowledge. He's waking it up, He's putting it on blast. Okay? You go back to the one in Elizabeth's home, and we can end on that. The transgressions of their education, that's right.
Yeah.
Because Most High is showing, matter of fact, that we brought this one out, Peter. He's stirring up our pure minds by way of remembrance. Okay, go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 10. It says, "Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged."
That's a white man. Go ahead.
"Let our strength be the law of justice."
The survival of the fittest, law and order. And go ahead.
"For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth."
All right, so if you can't take care of yourself, that's on you. It's your fault. Go ahead.
"And therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn."
So they know that the Lord is not for anything for them, though they salted carefully with tears. That's right. Go ahead.
"And he is clean contrary to our doings."
And they're absolutely 100% opposite of what we are and what we do.
"He upbraideth us with our offending the law."
They know that we know that everything that's in the scriptures, they're completely opposite of. Go ahead.
God, "and we cursing them out for offending against the law."
Absolutely.
"And objecteth to our infamy the transgressions of our education."
So they know that they are teaching falsehood, falsities. They're teaching lies. That's why it's imperative, brethren, if you all have museums in your own town, or you all go to another area and they got museums, go in there and go look up. If you got Oriental, which is of the East museum, go look. If they got a Jewish ancient civilizations or books and artifacts, go do your research, man. Prepare thyself for the search of your Father. Take those evidences of what you find and share it with Yasharallah. So hopefully this has been edifying to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua Shem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles out in New York, a great millstone of GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity. Throughout our for tuning in. Double honors to the elders. And just continue to fight, continue to tell the truth, and to continue to try to wake up our people. For those who can hear, let them hear. Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba Baba.
Abba, Baba.